वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नम ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Once again, welcome you all for today's Bhagavad Gita session. And I would like to seek blessings from all of you so that whatever I speak is in the Guru Parampara and for the pleasure of the Lord. So thank you so much for joining today's class. Let us begin today's session. Yes, anybody would like to give 1 or 2 points from last class? We are in now 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Half Bhagavad Gita we have already done. So now we are entering in we have entered in the 10th chapter. So yes, anybody?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, whatever I have written, whatever is in my knowledge, just I will share it, Mataji. This chapter talks about the opulence of absolute. So why Lord is talking about is absolute, that means opulence. So that we'll be more anxious to know more about him, what are his activities, what he is doing. So we can be more absorbed into Lord's pastimes and all these things. So that means inquisitiveness. I think from this chapter it will become more and more. So we want to eagerly know what is happening and why Lord is speaking about his opulence over here. So what is lagging with this in us, that knowledge and sadhu sangam, this it is lacking. So through this, I think this chapter will be more into about we can receive more knowledge from him. I think by after hearing all these chapters, Mataji. So
Yes.
attentively hearing and eagerness, yeah, I think this is the two qualification we needed more. So this was the points last week Mataji was sharing. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Mataji.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yes. Anybody else wants to say something? Otherwise, we will start. Okay, nobody, then we will start.
Mataji, sorry to interrupt before starting the section. I just wanted to say thank you to all the speakers, Mataji. That last week you were saying about the 5 things while chanting. You should be more gratitude, humility, and you should not make any offense, sincerity and prayer. Mataji, I'm sincerely applying this in my chanting. I can see lots and lots of differences. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your heartful gratitude, Mataji. Thank you so much.
No. Thank you so much. Actually, that's what I said. Bhagavad Gita, we have to apply practically in our lives. Then only we can see transformation of our heart, isn't it? Transformation in our heart. So thanks to you that you are trying to apply these things in your daily chanting. It really helps. And thank you so much for giving this feedback, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. What are those 5 things, Mataji? Can you please repeat?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Sorry, I joined in late. What were you all discussing, devotees? If you all don't mind, if someone could tell me.
No, we have just started the class, and Mataji was telling 1 point from last class.
Okay.
And
I thought someone was like saying they are sharing their chanting experience. Okay.
No, that yes, Bhuvana Mataji, can you repeat those 5 points?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Gratitude, humility, and without offense, that means aprad, sincerity by keep trying to bring our mind, and praying, chanting. This is the 5 things you have shared, Mataji. So I'm just trying in that, so I can see lots of changes. I like to share each and experience that what all changes in next class I will share, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. So let us start with today's class. So today we are in the 10th chapter. As we know that these middle 6 chapters are essence of Bhagavad Gita. They are talking about Bhakti Yoga. And this 9th chapter, it is called as essence of the essence. And the last verse of 9th chapter, Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto, that is called as essence of the essence of the essence. Okay, so Krishna is giving the most important instruction that always think of me, become my devotee, offer worship to me, and bow down to me. And this way you can certainly come to me. You will achieve my love, right? So that's how Krishna concluded the 9th chapter. And in the 10th chapter, what all things we are going to cover is in first 7 verses. It is about knowing that Krishna is unknowable and source of all. Then 8 to 11, that talks about pure bhakti. What we call it as Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, 4 very important verses that we will be doing in the next classes. And then 12 to 18, Arjuna accepts Krishna's supreme position. And then 19 to 42, Lord Krishna describes his vibhutis or opulences. Now, by hearing these opulences, we will be so much amazed, and we will be so much stunned. Actually, these opulences, they give us an idea how we can see Krishna in our daily activities. When we are doing our daily activities, it is a challenge for us how we can remember Krishna continuously. But when we see these vibhutis, we can see Krishna around us in this world, in this universe, right? And so it becomes easy for us to remember, and to enhance our remembrance, Krishna is telling this truth to us. And what is the qualification? As Mataji rightly said, it is eagerness to hear about the Lord. The thing which you all are doing right now. You every day, Monday to Friday, you are attending these classes so sincerely and so seriously. And as Mataji said, you are trying to apply those things in your lives. And definitely one gets realization when one tries to apply things in their lives, right? So this when we are enthusiastic to hear about this knowledge, then only this knowledge will sink in our heart and it can transform our heart, right? Now, in 7th chapter, Krishna was talking about his different energies, Parashakti, Aparashakti, and how they are different. And then he talked about how he is the essence of everything. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi sashi suryayoho, that he is the light of the sun, he is the heat of fire, he is the taste of water, fragrance of earth, and so many things. And in 9th chapter, also he told about how he is the source of creation and annihilation, and he talked about Brahma, day and night of Brahma. Then also he talked about demigods. And then by hearing all this knowledge, one gets that intelligence that we should not take shelter of the demigods, but then one chooses to surrender to Krishna. And now in this 10th chapter, he is giving more confidential knowledge about his specific opulences and his work, so that we can remember him continuously. We can remember him always, satatam, nityam. Correct? For that, he is giving us his knowledge. Now let's go to today's verse. We are going to cover only 3 verses today because the purport is very big for this verse, and we will read paragraph wise, and we will discuss and we'll go ahead. That way we will proceed in today's class. Yes, yes, Nandini Mataji, you can read the first shloka. Prashanti Mataji, you can read the second shloka, and then somebody will read the translation. Okay, Sudha Mataji will read the translation. Yes, Nandini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Buddhirjnana sammoha kshama satyam dhama shamaha sukham dukkham bhavot bhavo bhayam chabhayamevacha.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Prashanti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Ahimsa samato tustis tapodanam yasho yashaha bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva pratak vidaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes. Sudha Mataji, you can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy, all these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. If you can just count qualities, can you quickly count number of qualities and tell me how many qualities are given in these 2 shlokas? The qualities like buddhi, jnana.
Is it 21, Mataji?
Not 21, 20 qualities are given.
28.
20 qualities. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Who gave that 21 answer?
Chandana Mataji.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, just I will just read out the qualities. Buddhi, jnana, asammoha, kshama, satyam. You can just mark to you can put numbers or whatever for your reference. Then satyam, damaha, shamaha, sukham, dukkham, bhavo, abhavo, bhayam, cha abhayam, bhayam and abhayam, ahimsa, samata, tushtihi, tapaha, danam, yashaha and ayashaha are the 20 qualities Krishna is going to discuss in these 2 verses. If possible, can you switch on your camera so that I also can see you? Yes. Now, yes, Ramya Mataji, you can read the first paragraph.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Papat by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The different qualities of living entities, be they good or bad, are all created by Krishna, and they are described here. Intelligence refers to the power to analyze things in their proper perspective, and knowledge refers to understanding what is spirit, what is matter. Ordinary knowledge obtained by a university education pertains only to matter, and it is not accepted here as knowledge. Knowledge means knowing the distinctions between spirit and matter. In modern education, there is no knowledge about spirit. They are simply taking care of the material elements and bodily needs. Therefore, academic knowledge is not complete. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Mataji. We'll discuss paragraph by paragraph. So here Krishna is, first of all, Krishna is saying that I am the source of all these qualities. All these things are created by me. We know that Krishna is the source of everything. So he is saying that I'm the source of these qualities also. They are created by me only. The first quality he is talking about is intelligence. Intelligence, Prabhupada has given small definitions also, one-line definitions of all these qualities. So it is the power to analyze things in their proper perspective. Generally, we use our intelligence to understand anything. But Krishna says that buddhir buddhim matam asmi. Right? I give intelligence, I give brain to understand anything. I give you that ability. For example, if I wear red glasses or red specs, I will see everything as red. If I wear yellow glasses or yellow specs, I will see everything as yellow. So Krishna, he gives, if he finds that I want to be independent, he gives me red specs, the specs of passion, so that I will think that I don't believe in Krishna, and I will be running around everything in this material world. Just I will be working for sense gratification. But if he finds that I am sincere and I want to attain him, then he gives me association of devotees, and he will put yellow specs on me, the specs of Sattva Guna, right? And that way I can be in association, and he will direct me in right direction. Thus, ultimately, he is the one who is guiding us all in this world by giving intelligence, right? And he is the only one who can give us non-bewilderment. Otherwise, we are bewildered in this material world. Due to the things in this material world, we are always bewildered. But he is the only one who can give us bewilderment if we sincerely surrender to him, right? So buddhi, we have to use our intelligence intelligently, we can say, right? So intelligence has it has the power to analyze the things. So everybody knows swan, the quality of swan.
Yes,
Can
Mataji.
anybody? Yes. What is the quality of swan?
It drinks
Separates
only
water
the
and milk.
milk and water.
It separates water and milk.
Separates it.
Correct. And it only drinks milk. It
Milk.
rejects water. So similarly, we should use our intelligence in such a way that we should accept only things which are favorable to Krishna consciousness, and we should be able to reject the things which are unfavorable. So that is the correct use of our intelligence. It is given to us by Krishna only, and he is guiding us. Then what is our part is we should make right choices, correct, with this intelligence. Then the next Prabhupada is Krishna is talking about knowledge. Knowledge means the knowledge to understand that we are not this body, but we are the spirit soul. This is the spiritual knowledge, and this is the real knowledge. All other knowledge which we get in this material world is just the knowledge at the bodily level, right? The knowledge we are getting in schools or colleges or universities, it is just so that we can get good degree, then we will get good job, then we will get good package. Everything is related to body, and so that if we get good package, if we go abroad, we can enjoy in this material world, isn't it? That is the aim of material knowledge. But that is not the real knowledge. Real knowledge is we are not this body, but we are the spirit soul. And so Prabhupada used to say that so Prabhupada used to say that modern day schools, colleges or universities are nothing but spiritual slaughterhouses. Why? Because we are not getting any spiritual knowledge in modern day schools and universities. That's why. So we should understand that real knowledge, this academic knowledge is not complete. We have to have this spiritual knowledge. Yes. Next paragraph. Yes. Who will read? Chandana Mataji, who will read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Asammoha, freedom from doubt and delusion, can be achieved when one is not hesitant and when he understands the transcendental philosophy. Slowly but surely he becomes free from bewilderment. Nothing should be accepted blindly. Everything should be accepted with care and with caution. Kshama, tolerance, and forgiveness should be practiced. One should be tolerant and excuse the minor offenses of others. Satyam, truthfulness, means that facts should be presented as they are for the benefits of others. Facts should not be misrepresented. According to social conventions, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others, but that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. If a man is a thief and if people are warned, then that he is a thief, that is truth. Although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking it. Truthfulness demands that the facts be presented as they are for the benefit of others. That is the definition of truth. Shall I continue,
Yes.
Mataji?
No, we'll just discuss and then we'll
Yes.
go ahead. Yeah, so here again, Prabhupada is beautifully explaining in the purport the meanings of all these things: asammoha, kshama, satyam, right? So asammoha means freedom from doubt and delusion. So what is the illusion in this world? Can anybody say?
We are body.
We are the body.
Body.
That is the greatest illusion we have, that we are identifying with this body. Correct? And because we are identifying with this body, we are trying to find happiness in this world by gratifying our senses. But that is not going to give us real happiness. And therefore we are always confused. We are trying hard to get happiness, but we are not getting it, and we are confused and bewildered. So we should understand that real happiness we can get only by serving the Lord and his devotees with great love and devotion. Then only we will get real happiness. Otherwise, we will not get, because this world, it is described as dukkhalayam and ashashvatam. It is temporary. We are trying to only temporary cessation of problems will not give us permanent happiness. It is only temporary. Temporarily we feel that we are getting happiness, but it is not going to last for long, right? That we should understand. And then everything should be accepted with care and caution. Prabhupada is saying that. Then kshama, tolerance and forgiveness. So lot of examples are there from Shastras for this. Can anybody think of any examples for this kshama? Any example you can remember?
Mataji, Shringi and Shamika Rishi, he told his son to, that one related, Mataji?
But who told?
Shamika Rishi told to Shringi that you should not do like this.
Yeah, but yeah, that can be. But actually, he chastised him a lot because he did a wrong act, isn't it?
Parikshit
Yes.
Maharaj Mataji. So,
Yeah.
so he didn't curse back to the Shringi Rishi Mataji.
What? Prajanti Mataji, can you repeat it?
Parikshit Maharaj didn't curse back Shringi
Yes.
Maharaj.
Yeah, correct. He forgave Shrungi. Actually, he had that power to counter curse Shrungi, but he did not do that. He simply forgave him. Right. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mataji.
Yeah. Yeah. One more example is of Draupadi.
Chitraketu Maharaj with Parvati Devi.
Yes. Yes. He did not take any action. He simply accepted the curse. Okay. But yes,
Draupadi Mataji.
Yes, Draupadi is the when Ashwathama killed her 5 sons when they were sleeping, right? And afterwards, Arjuna caught Ashwathama and brought before her. But at that time, she simply forgave him. Kshama. That is the greatest quality of Draupadi we can see. Though he killed her 5 sons, but what she was thinking that I don't want Krupi, Ashwathama's mother, to have the same suffering which I have gone through. Putra dukkha. No? She went through that. She lost all her sons, and she went through that stress, distress, what we call. And so she was thinking that this should not happen to Krupi, who is Ashwathama's mother. So see her forgiveness, isn't it? That is the quality of Kshama. So when we see such examples, we can at least we can try to apply those things in our lives at our level. It is not that we have to go to such highest level, but at least in small things we can try to apply these things. Then one more example is of Haridas tolerance. It is said tolerance is Haridas Thakur. He was beaten in 22 marketplaces, but he did not protest or he did not take any actions against those people who were beating him. And that is the tolerance of Haridas Thakur. We can learn many things from these stories and these pastimes of Lord. Then the next, it is talked about Satyam, truthfulness. That is the greatest quality what we can say. The facts should not be misrepresented, and Prabhupada exactly did the same thing. The principles, though his foreign disciples, Western people in the West, they were not at all knowing anything about it, but he did not compromise on the principles. He always told them the truth only. The way he presented it to them, so that they could accept it easily. He told them in that way, but he never compromised on the principles. That is for sure. So that is the way truth should be spoken. One more example in the from the Shastras is we know the example of that story of that Satyakam Jabali. He was the son of a maid servant, and he went to Gurukul, and his guru asked him, what is your varna? And he was not knowing that. So Guru told him, go and ask your mother. He went back to his mother and he asked her, and she told him that, see, I was working as a maid servant and I went to so many houses, and I don't know, I met so many people, and I cannot tell who is your father. And he went back to his guru and he told him the same thing, exactly what his mother had said. And the guru said that you are none other than a Brahmana. Why? Because only the Brahmana had the power to say the truth without any fear or without any hesitance, right? So that such this quality we should try to imbibe in ourselves. One more example, one more story. Everybody knows that story of cow. She was being chased by the butcher, and she hides in the ashram of a sadhu, a rishi, Kaushik Rishi, correct? And the butcher comes and he asks, where did you see the cow? And now this rishi, he is a Brahmana, and he is in a dilemma. What should I do? Because for a Brahmana, he should always speak the truth. That is the quality of a Brahmana. That is the duty of a Brahmana. But then what he does is, he says that I don't know. Why? Because saving the cow, because he knows that the butcher is going to kill the cow, and that is more great offense. That is more sinful activity than my telling a lie. So what he does is, he tells him, I don't know, and he saves the cow. So that is this truth. one may think that then you are at one point you are saying that you should always speak the truth, but in this case, this Brahmana is not saying the truth. But the thing is that for higher purpose, for higher cause, he is doing that. He is saving the cow by not telling the truth. Correct. So that is also important that we should understand. And one more example I would like to tell you is that of in the battle of Kurukshetra, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Krishna tells him that you say that Ashwatthama is dead, isn't it? So Krishna is personally instructing him, but Yudhishthir Maharaj is also, he is a person who never spoke lie. So he was really hesitant. He was not ready to speak a lie. It was very difficult for him to follow Krishna's instruction. And so what did he do? He said that Ashwatthama died, but then what he added after that? Narova Kunjarova. Correct? But then because of this, what happened? We all know that Yudhishthir Maharaj's chariot was used to be always 2 feet above the ground. But when this incident happened, it touched the ground. So from all these stories, what we should understand is the ultimate truth is we should follow the orders of Lord Krishna. Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, and we should follow his instructions. Correct? And that's why it is said that truth has to, it should be spoken in a straightforward way, and it should not be misrepresented in any way. Okay. Next, let's
Hare
go
Krishna,
to
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, Prashant Mataji, you can go.
Mataji, what exactly do you represent by, that represents of chariot being above the ground, Mataji?
Above the ground, that was because Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was son of Dharma, right? And he was so pious and so truthful. That was the benediction given to him, kind of blessing. His chariot was above the ground.
So whoever is pious and truthful, so they will be elevated even on the material plan, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Krishna personally, see, when we serve the Lord, and when we are always thinking of him, then he personally comes and delivers us from this world. Isn't it? That we have heard so many times. He is the
Yes,
swift
Mataji.
deliverer of all who completely take shelter of him. That we should always remember.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, Rohini Mataji, same thing you wanted to ask?
No, that was one question she asked. Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, forgive my ignorance, but after you said Ashwatthama and you said 2 words, he said no, Narova something. What is
Narova
that?
Kunjarova. Narova Kunjarova. So
Means
those
he
are
lied.
just Sanskrit words. Nar means, see, there was an elephant named Ashwatthama, and one Ashwatthama is Dronacharya's son, isn't it? So Narova Kunjarova means he actually says I don't know whether it is a Nar Ashwatthama, that means Dronacharya's son Ashwatthama, or the elephant Ashwatthama. Kunjar means elephant in Sanskrit. Okay, so he says Krishna, he follows Krishna's instruction, but not with his whole heart, we can say, isn't it? He joins this sentence, that Narova Kunjarova, but at that time, by Krishna's plan, what happens is Bhimsena, he blows conch shell, and so loudly that Dronacharya he could not hear these words. Narova Kunjarova, he could not hear. And so he thought that his son is dead, and he kept all the weapons down, and then Krishna instructs Drishtadyumna to kill Dronacharya. That is all Krishna's arrangement. Okay, so he follows instructions, but with hesitation, what we can say. Right, Mataji?
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Can somebody read the next paragraph?
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Control of the senses means that the senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. There is no prohibition against meeting the proper needs of the senses, but unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual advancement. Therefore, the senses should be restrained from unnecessary use. Similarly, one should restrain the mind from unnecessary thoughts, that is called sama. One should not spend one's time wandering over earning money, that is a misuse of the thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of human beings, and that should be presented authoritatively. The power of thought should be developed in association with persons who are authorities in the scriptures, saintly persons and spiritual masters, and those whose thinking is highly developed. Sukham, pleasure or happiness should always be in that which is favorable for the cultivation of the spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And similarly, that which is painful or which causes distress is that which is unfavorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and anything unfavorable should be rejected. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Dhanyavad. Thank you, Mataji. So now here we are talking about Damaha, Shamaha. Damaha means control of the senses and Shamaha means control of the mind. So we know that our senses are always seeking for happiness in this material world, and mind is directing the senses to go and seek for happiness. Correct? So both these things should be controlled. If the mind is engaged in sense enjoyment, it is after money. It is one should not spend one's time pondering over earning money. People are behind money only. They want to earn so much so that they can enjoy in this material world. So that means our senses are not at all controlled. We should understand that we should engage our senses in the service of the Lord. Then only we will be able to live in this world peacefully, isn't it? If we are hankering for sense gratification, we will not get real happiness. That's why controlling the mind and senses. We know that if the senses and mind are not controlled, what is the situation of the people? They are just running after everything, and still they are miserable only. So that we should understand, and that's why it is said that control of mind and senses is very important. Like example of again Haridas Thakur. The king sent the prostitute to allure Haridas Thakur, but his mind and his senses were so controlled that she became devotee of him. Correct? She became his disciple. He was just following his dharma. He said that I have not finished my rounds, so you just wait. I will complete, and then I will satisfy you. Okay, and he kept on chanting and chanting and chanting, and she was just sitting there. She could not do anything. Next day she came back again. He told her the same thing, and again she waited. Again she went back. Third day also she came. Just by hearing from the pure devotee, she became a devotee of the Lord. Right? So see the control of Haridas Thakur on his mind and senses. His mind was totally engaged in chanting the names of the Lord. That's why he's called as Namacharya Haridas Thakur. Right? So we should learn these things, that by doubting our mind in Krishna's service, by engaging our mind and senses in Krishna's service, we can definitely control them. They will not run here and there. That is for sure. Then any example you can remember where the person couldn't control his mind?
Vishwamitra Mataji.
Correct. Famous example. He was meditating and he was doing tapasya for so many years. So much austerity he was performing, and just by the sound of that ankle bell of Menaka, he got disturbed. He got bewildered. So it is not at all easy in this world to control mind and senses. Even Arjuna says in 6th chapter, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadrudam. I can control the wind. It is possible, but I cannot control the mind. It is very difficult. And what Krishna says, abhyasena and vairagyena, right? So by practice and detachment. So detachment means if we attach ourselves to activities of Krishna, activities related to Krishna, then we can detach our mind from this material things in this material world. Correct? So that we should always remember. If we control our mind, then it is our friend. But if we cannot control our mind, then the same mind is our biggest or greatest enemy. That also we saw in 6th chapter. So the controlling of mind by doubting it is possible. Otherwise, we cannot control the mind in this material world. Yes, next paragraph.
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Bhava, birth, should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is neither birth nor death, that we have discussed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Birth and death apply to one's embodiment in the material world. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities, he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. Others, however, do not know what their future holds. They have no knowledge of what the next life holds. So they are therefore in constant anxiety. If we want to get free from anxiety, then the best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will be free from all fear. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.37, it is stated, Bhayam Dvitiya Bine Veshataha Syat. Fear is caused by our absorption in the illusory energy. But those who are free from the illusory energy, those who are confident that they are not the material body, that they are spiritual parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who are therefore engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Godhead, have nothing to fear. Their future is very bright. This fear is a condition of persons who are not in Krishna consciousness. Abhayam, fearlessness, is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So again, this birth and death. Birth and death apply to one's embodiment in the material world, because we have some desires. We have taken birth in this material world, and if we don't perfect our life, then we will be taking repeatedly this birth and death again and again. We'll be going through this cycle. Correct? Unless and until we come to Krishna consciousness and perform a devotional service, then only we have a chance to get out of this cycle of birth and death. And why the people in this material world are fearful? Because they don't know about their future. What will be their next body? What will happen to them after death? They do not have this knowledge, and that's why they are anxious. They are trying to make foolproof plans in this world itself, that I will do this, I will do that, but death can come next moment also, and they are not prepared for that. If you are not prepared for something, then you always feel fearful. Yes or no? If suddenly somebody asks you something, and if you are not prepared for that, then you are in anxiety, you are in fear that how I will do it now. But if you already know the things, and if you are already prepared for it, and that's why it is said that our life is preparation and death is the final exam. Correct? So when we understand, when we get this knowledge from Shastras, then only we can be fearless. Yes or no? All of you agree with this? Unless and
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
till this time we were fearful that death can come anytime and what will happen to me. But now we know that death is nothing but it will open the doors of spiritual world for me. Krishna is waiting there for me. Krishna is there for me. Yes or no? All of you agree with this? And this is the greatest hope for us in this material world. So we can do devotional service more and more sincerely and seriously, so that Krishna is always eager. So he wants us to come back to him. It is from our side. If he sees our efforts, he is ready to take us back to him. That we should, this is the great hope for all of us in this material world. And so the devotees, if you see, they are always fearless, because they see death as, even after death, they are not fearful of death, because anyways they know that whatever birth Krishna gives me, they just pray that give me association of devotees, and give me blessing that I will never forget you. So wherever you keep me, if you keep me in heaven, if you keep me in hell, or if you take me, if you keep me in this material world again, or if you take back to me, my only aim is to serve you continuously without forgetting you at any point of time. That is their aim. So they are not fearful whether I go to hellish planet or heavenly planets, or I go back to Lord himself. That is that is the thing they achieve by gaining this knowledge. Okay. Then yes, next one. Who wants to read?
Shall I read,
May I,
Mataji?
Mata?
Okay, who wants to read? Simran Mataji.
I'll read, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Ahimsa, non-violence, means that one should not do anything which will put others into misery or confusion. Material activities that are promised by so many politicians, sociologists, philanthropists, etc., do not produce very good results, because the politicians and philanthropists have no transcendental vision. They do not know what is actually beneficial for human society. Ahimsa means that people should be trained in such a way that the full utilization of the human body can be achieved. The human body is meant for spiritual realization. So any movement or any commissions which do not further that end commit violence on the human body. That which furthers the future spiritual happiness of the people in general is called non-violence.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So ahimsa, we all know it is non-violence. We should not hurt, or we should not hurt anybody. We should not fight with anybody. That is the meaning of ahimsa, what we understand in this material world. But spiritually, we should understand that it means that the human body is meant for spiritual realization. So any movement which or any commissions who do not further that, so any movement or any commission which do not further that end commit violence on the human body. So if we are not helping others to get this spiritual knowledge, that can be considered as violence. His Grace Radhesham Prabhu was sharing his personal experience that once he was traveling from Bombay to Pune, and he was in the train. He was preparing for his class. Okay, so he was taking notes and he was reading book and everything. He was properly, totally absorbed in doing all those things. And a person was sitting in front of him, and he had some queries, and he was trying to ask Prabhuji. One question he asked, and Prabhuji just gave him answer, and he just again totally got absorbed in his things, his preparation of lecture and all. And then that person also, he did not ask any further questions and queries. And he got down at his station, and suddenly he realized that today I committed himsa, violence. And why? He said that that person, he was inquisitive and he was trying to ask me some things, but I was so much absorbed in my things only that I did not answer his queries, or I did not give him time. I should have done that, because this person was eager, or he was showing some interest for spiritual knowledge, and I did not give him that knowledge. So I committed himsa, or I committed violence today. Okay, so that for a devotee, that is a himsa or violence, we can see. So ahimsa means we should try to distribute this knowledge. Ours is a preaching mission, and we should try to distribute this spiritual knowledge, right? Then, yes, next paragraph. Yes, who wants to? Yes, Rohini Mataji, you can read.
Samatha, equanimity, refers to freedom from attachment and aversion. To be very much attached or to be very much detached is not the best. This material world should be accepted without attachment or aversion. That which is favorable for prosecuting Krishna consciousness should be accepted. That which is unfavorable should be rejected. This is called samatha, equanimity. A person in Krishna consciousness has nothing to reject and nothing to accept, save in terms of its usefulness in the prosecution of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So again, equanimity means freedom from attachment and aversion. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam. That which is favorable, it should be accepted, and unfavorable, it should be rejected. We can see example of Raghunath Das Goswami here, one of the Shad Goswamis, and he was actually the son of a king, very rich and very opulent. He had very opulence and all, everything, because he was son of a king, so very rich, wealthy people. But still, he was not at all attached to that. And he renounced everything and he went to Vrindavan. And you must have seen the photograph of Shad Goswamis, how they used to live in Vrindavan. And that too, he was eating the rice which was rejected by the cows also. Correct? So no aversion also, no attachment and no aversion. So we have to be what we can say, we have to be equipoised. We should not be attached, and we should not have any aversion also. And Krishna conscious person only can do that, because he knows what is the ultimate goal of life, right? Next. Yes, who has not read and who wants to read? Anybody?
May Mataji?
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Tushti, satisfaction, means that one should not be eager to gather more and more material goods by unnecessary activity. One should be satisfied with whatever so obtained by the grace of the Supreme Lord. That is called satisfaction. Tapas means austerity or penance. There are many rules and regulations in the Vedas which apply here, like rising early in the morning and taking a bath. Sometimes it is very troublesome to rise early in the morning. But whatever voluntary trouble one may suffer in this way is called penance. Similarly, there are prescriptions for fasting on certain days of the month. one may not be inclined to practice such fasting, but because of his determination to make advancement in the service of Krishna consciousness, he should accept such bodily troubles when they are recommended. However, one should not fast unnecessarily or against Vedic injunctions. One should not fast for some political purpose that is described in Bhagavad Gita as fasting in ignorance. And anything done in ignorance or passion does not lead to spiritual advancement. Everything done in the mode of goodness does advance one. However, and fasting done in terms of the Vedic injunctions enriches one in spiritual knowledge. Hare Krishna Mata.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. So here we are talking about tushti and then tapaha. So tushti is satisfaction. One should not try to gain more and more money, especially, right? So simple example is once a bag full of grains. It fell from a truck. It fell from truck on the ground, and it was open. So the birds like sparrows and other birds, they came and they took grains, whatever was required for them. But when a human, when a person passing by that road, he saw that, he immediately tried to take all the bag and tried to store in his place. So the thing is that this is our kind of greedy mentality. The birds, they just came and they were satisfied whatever they got. That was their satisfaction. But the human being, human being has the tendency that he wants to accumulate more and more. Correct? So that we should give. We should have satisfaction with whatever things are allotted to us, whatever is our quota. We should be satisfied with that. We should not hanker for more and more. Okay? And then penances or tapas or austerity, we have to done according to the shastras, according to the injunctions of scriptures. Then only it will help us in our spiritual advancement. Otherwise, it will be in the mode of passion and ignorance. Then the next one.
I'll read Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
As far as charity is concerned, one should give 50% of his earnings to some good cause. And what is a good cause? It is that which is conducted in terms of Krishna consciousness. That is not only a good cause, but the best cause. Because Krishna is good, his cause is also good. Thus, charity should be given to a person who is engaged in Krishna consciousness. According to the Vedic literature, it is enjoined that charity should be given to the Brahmanas. This practice is still followed, although not very nicely in terms of the Vedic injunction, but still the injunction is that charity should be given to the Brahmanas. Why? Because they are engaged in higher cultivation of spiritual knowledge. A Brahmana is supposed to devote his whole life to understanding Brahman. Brahma jananti, Brahma jananti, Brahmanaha. One who knows Brahman is called a Brahmana. Thus, charity is offered to the Brahmanas because they are always engaged in higher spiritual service and have no time to earn their livelihood. In the Vedic literature, charity is also to be awarded to one in the renounced order of life, the sannyasi. The sannyasis beg from door to door, not for money, but for missionary purposes. The system is that they go from door to door to awaken the householders from the slumber of ignorance. Because the householders are engaged in family affairs and have forgotten their actual purpose in life, awakening their Krishna consciousness, it is the business of the sannyasis to go as beggars to the householders and encourage them to be Krishna conscious. As it is said in the Vedas, one should awake and achieve what is due him in this human form of Mataji. Screen.
Yes. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
As it is said in the Vedas, one should awake and achieve what is due him in this human form of life. This knowledge and method is distributed by the sannyasis. Hence, charity is to be given to the renouncer of life, to the brahmanas, and similar good causes, not to any whimsical cause. Shall I
Thank you,
read
Mataji.
further or thank you?
No, thank you, Mataji. So yes, charity, it has to be given to brahmanas and sannyasis. Why? Because they are giving spiritual, they are supposed to give spiritual knowledge to us. That's why it is a Vedic injunction that charity is to be given to them. But we should understand that the brahmanas and sannyasis, they are really following that tradition. Otherwise, the charity will be waste. So that we should understand. And Grihasthas are supposed to give charity so that they can, these brahmanas and sannyasis, they don't have any other means of livelihood. So by giving charity, they can survive. That is the varnashram system, what we can say. Yes. Can somebody read the last part now? These 2-3 small paragraphs. Quickly.
Mataji, may I?
Yes, Mataji.
Somebody else? Or somebody else, Mataji?
No, Chandana Mataji, you read.
Yashash, fame. 1 second. Yashash, fame should be according to Lord Chaitanya, who said that a man is famous when he is known as a great devotee. That is real fame. If one has become a great man in Krishna consciousness and it is known, then he is truly famous. One who does not have such fame is infamous. All these qualities are manifest throughout the universe in human society and in the society of the demigods. There are many forms of humanity on other planets, and these qualities are there. Now, for one who wants to advance in Krishna consciousness, Krishna creates all these qualities, but the person develops them himself from within. One who engages in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord develops all the good qualities as arranged by the Supreme Lord. Of whatever we find, good or bad, the origin is Krishna. Nothing can manifest itself in this material world which is not in Krishna. That is knowledge. Although we know that things are differently situated, we should realize that everything flows from Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So we have ended a big reading a big purport. Okay. So yes, here again talking about yash and fame and infamy. That is also from, these qualities are also from Krishna, and in the end, Prabhupada is saying that all these, Krishna is saying that all these qualities, whether good or bad, they are coming from me only. So we should understand here that one may think that why bad qualities, Krishna is creating bad qualities, because these conditioned souls in this material world, they have certain tendencies, and those tendencies have to be fulfilled through those qualities. And that's why Krishna is just giving facilities for us. So both qualities are present. And one who is engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord, he automatically develops all these good qualities. So we should see to it that we are engaged in the loving devotional service of the Lord. Let's go to the next verse, which is today's last verse. We just quickly go through it. Yes, Nandini Mataji, you want to recite the verse?
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Maharshyah saptapurve chatvaro manas svastatah madbhava manasa jata yesham loka ima prajaha.
Mataji, just read the translation.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation by A.C. Prabhu. The 7 great sages, and before them the 4 other great sages, and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from me, from them. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. again Krishna is saying here, I am the source of everyone. The 7 great sages, and before that the 7 great rishis, then the 4 great sages means the Chatush Kumaras, the 4 Kumaras, then all the Manus. We know that in one day of Brahma there are 14 Manus. So all the Manus, they born from my mind, and the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. So everything is created, is coming from Krishna only. Krishna is the source of all of them. Correct? Yes. So now we have got this knowledge, and so Krishna is saying, one may ask that what will happen when I have this knowledge? So then in the next verse, which you will see tomorrow, then Krishna says that when one has this knowledge, when one is convinced about this knowledge, and one who engages in my unalloyed devotional service, then he will definitely come to me. Okay, that Krishna will tell in the coming verses, and then subsequently we will see his different opulences. Okay, so that is all for today. Thank you so much. The purport was too big, so it took a lot of time, but thank you. Thanks for your patience. Yeah, anybody has any comments or anything you want to share? Otherwise, we will we'll stop the session.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
There are certain brahmanas who take money for any advice or something. What can you tell about that?
Mataji, that is totally material, we can say. They are taking money for what?
Because I see that there are so many people around. They do Satyanarayana Puja.
Correct.
Right. So for that, they have to give those Maharajas, things.
So
they give them goods.
basically, so basically in Bhagavatam, it is said that no, people arrange Bhagavad Saptaha and all, and they charge a lot of money for that.
Yes.
So that is totally, Mataji, on material platform. They want to earn from that.
Yes.
Correct. So that is not at all recommended. That is not a right practice at all. If you see Varnashram system, how it used to be followed in those days, that the Brahmanas, they never used to do anything other than educating the people. They did not have any other means of acquiring money. Correct. But nowadays everything is what we can say,
money
not
related. Money related.
Money driven. Correct. So there is no, that's why whenever you are giving charity, one should see that whether the charity is going for proper cause or not. That is also important. So nowadays, and that's why you have to go to authentic sources, and then only you have to give charity and all.
Yes, Mother, one more question.
Yes.
See, when a person dies, they call this Karamkandi Brahmanas, right, to perform the rituals. And after that, up to 12 days, it goes on,
Yes.
And then on the 12th day or 13th day, they do that some samskaras, and they bhavan and all that they do. Correct. And in the Brahmana, so is it the right thing, Mataji? For that also they pay the Brahmanas, because without, so it is not possible. You have to fulfill those all those formalities.
Correct. Mataji, understand one thing, that we are do all people in your family are devotees?
Yeah, mostly, not 100%. I'm fully into it. But there are children also. They are also going for sloka classes and all that.
Okay.
They give charity. Yes.
Okay.
Say half.
So the thing is that we are all sadhakas, correct? And these rituals are to be followed for the departed soul, that we should understand. Okay.
Yes.
So we have to do all those things, but in addition to that, what you can do is, you are a devotee, you are following everything, so you should have kirtan at when such thing happens, then you should have kirtan at your home, or you should have reading of Bhagavad Gita for the spiritual advancement of the departed soul.
Okay.
So that is karma kandi that we know, but unless and until one is fully convinced that this is not required, then you can stop that. But till that time, when we are still practicing bhakti, so it is better to do all those things, but have this thing also. When somebody departs, then try to have kirtan and katha, Bhagavad Gita, reading of Bhagavad Gita. That is very important, because the soul will get spiritual knowledge, and that will be his next path will be easier, you can say.
Yes, Mataji, about this kirtan, you're saying we have to call devotees, or after all these formalities are done, after 13
within that 10 days also you can call devotees
and then do kirtan. But do devotees come and do?
Yes, Mataji, why not? Devotees do come for kirtan. You will have contacts, right? With devotees.
Yes.
So you can tell them that this thing has happened. Last week only we had gone to a Mataji's place. Her father-in-law passed away, and we had Bhagavad Gita reading for him. He was not a devotee, but it helps for advancement of that departed soul, Mataji. So we should do this.
Even if he's not in Krishna consciousness.
Even if not in Krishna consciousness, because this knowledge is for soul, Mataji. Even if the when the person was present in this world, he was not Krishna consciousness, but this knowledge is for soul. And when soul, it will definitely help for his further getting, further journey, you can say.
Okay, Mataji, thank you so much. This was bothering me. I wanted to ask this question. That whom to ask, and how to ask. Now that it just comes. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody has any questions, or shall we stop? Okay. If no questions, then thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. वैष्णव ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Yes, anybody was saying something? Somebody was saying something? Okay. Thank you so much. I will end the session for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.